I would like to start with a testimonial from Jasmine and Zoe, who have just been on the program recently. They left about a month ago. So let's do that first.
Hello, I'm Zoe and I'm from Melbourne, Australia, and I'm 19 years old.
Hi, I'm Jazz. I'm 20 years old and I'm also from Melbourne, Australia. At the moment, we are doing an internship. We are doing social media and marketing for Habonim Dror, which has been awesome.
Yeah, we're living in Tel Aviv at the moment. We've been here since March on Maslool, and we're also learning Hebrew at Al Pan and partaking in volunteering at Save a Child's Heart, which has been spectacular.
We've been able to meet some incredible people and make amazing connections and friendships. I know the other night we hung out with a lot of, I think a group of 20 people from the program. We all went to karaoke, which was so much fun.
It's been so fun.
Yeah.
Being able to make friends from all over the world as well. I can list off the countries from America to Argentina to Brazil and Amsterdam and all these amazing places. Now we have connections with friends from all those places.
And I think post-COVID, we forgot that there were people living elsewhere in the world other than within the 5-kilometer radius from our house. So it's nice seeing people from all around the world and being able to connect and share stories and laugh. And
I think we both chose to partake in a Maslool program because we were ready to experience life somewhere different other than Australia. So Maslool actually gave us the opportunity to be able to live wherever we wanted. We were able to choose if we wanted to live in Jerusalem or on a kibbutz or Tel Aviv. But we chose to live in Tel Aviv, and I think we're both very happy with that decision. We absolutely love it here.
I think Maslool was a really great fit because it gives you the autonomy to choose your day-to-day life.
Yeah, it's like living independently, but also having some cultural activities sort of woven through the process. I mean, for example, just the other day we went to the Dead Sea in Masada on a day trip, which was really fun. And yeah, we're seeing parts of the country that we probably wouldn't have been able to see if we just decided to come on our own and live. So,
yeah. Okay. So that was Jasmine and Zoe, sorry. Okay, so Maslool. One second. Okay, so Maslool has been running for about 15 years. And I would say this is probably the most important thing about the program is it's all about what you want. Now, you don't necessarily have to know exactly what you want. We do have our program advisors that are very, very helpful. And we have somebody specific dedicated for internships and volunteering. So they help you find it. But you can choose when you want to come. You can choose for how long. So it's between 4 months and 10 months. You could come for less than 4 months, but then you would not be able to benefit from the Maslool grant. Okay, so it's basically for ages between 18 and 35, but I would say the average is probably around 19, 20, probably between 19 and 20 or 18 and 22. So again, you don't have to know exactly what you want. We can help you with that. But if you do think that you have something in mind, but you're not sure which program facilitates what you have in mind, I think it would probably be a good idea to, well, either contact SI agents or contact us, and we can help you facilitate whatever it is you're looking for. I would say that Maslool is more for independent people because you would be living on your own independently. There's no one there to tell you what to do when you wake up in the morning. And this is opposed to Kibbutz Pan, where there's a very, very fixed schedule to each day. But here you're kind of on your own. You would get to experience real life in Israel. So you would be living on your own, just like probably a lot of other Israelis your age. And, you know, you would have to learn how to use the public transportation. and learn where, I don't know if you'd need a bank, but you have to learn where that is if you would need to. You'd get to know, just locals or the local things around you. This is what we hear from our participants, that they had a really good, I would say, experience with what living in Israel actually is. And you do have to do, I think, it depends on your Hebrew level, but there is Hebrew Ulpan classes, which is a part of the program. It wouldn't, I think you can decide for how many hours a week you want to do that. And so just a few ideas of what you can do on the program. And again, we're here to help you decide or choose what you would like to do. So we have different sustainable projects, eco projects. You can do an MDA course. That's the Israeli Red Cross. You can do a course and then you get to do that for a few months, just give shifts with the MDA on an ambulance. You can do a pre-military course for 2 months. I don't know if you heard about the Tel Aviv scene, restaurant scene, but it's crazy. I know people who come from abroad just absolutely love it. The food here is good. It's not cheap, but it's good. So you can work, if you're into that industry, you can work at one of the Top Chef restaurants. You can volunteer with animals, with children. Zoe and Jasmine mentioned Save a Child's Heart, which is very popular. And it's amazing. Again, you can decide on the amount of hours you want to give. And it's a really nice experience. You can do medicine practice. You can be a DJ. You can work in the fashion design industry. Here's Save a Child's Heart. And if you're into high tech, if you go on the Maslool portal, the options are absolutely endless. So if you're taking a year off, in between your university or college, and you do have that little knowledge in a certain field, you can go ahead and do an internship. So the program, again, we talked a little bit before about the cost. It's very hard to say what the cost is. I can say very, very, in a broad sense, that if you come here for, let's say, 5 months and you do an internship or volunteer, learn Hebrew, and you rent a room in a shared apartment with about 5 or 6 other people, that would be approximately $5,000 US dollars. But again, it varies. And this is before your Maslool grant. So here's just 2 examples of what you can do in our program. So we had Anna from Holland come for 4 months. She decided to live in an apartment with 1 roommate. And she did a 1-month ulpan, and she internshipped in fashion design. Then we had Dan come from Brazil. He came all the way from Brazil. So he came for 10 months. He decided to live on his own. And he did 3 months ulpan, and he volunteered with the MDA and also did a 2-month surfing course. This is just an example of our apartments. We do try to find good location. I mean, our apartments are very well located in the center of Tel Aviv. And it's not only Tel Aviv, you can choose to live in Jerusalem, Haifa, on a kibbutz, or Eilat. We have somebody living in the Negev. So really, the whole country is for you to decide where you want to live exactly and what you want to do. So we do have madrichim, which will accompany you throughout your stay in Israel, but it's really up to you of what kind of, or how often do you want to contact your madrichim. Some people really need that day-to-day help. So the madrich is always there for you. but some people just, get introduced to them when they start the program and they say goodbye when they leave. Or, they get to see them on the cultural activities and tours across Israel that we have throughout the program. And so the program cost does include medical insurance. Also, the Maslool grants are approximately 50% on the program, but this is, I know, some people around the world get a certain amount off, and other places get a different. So this is just a very average estimation. Here as well, we'd like to offer you $100 off if you register by the end of the year. Again, you don't have to, that doesn't mean you have to start the Maslool program by the end of the year. You can start it in 2023, but it doesn't mean that you would need to register and fully pay for the program by the end of 2022. I think that's it. I will pop in these details soon after our session is finished as well, so you can keep track. And you're welcome to follow us on Instagram, and again, to get a very good insight into what Maslool is all about. I think that's all.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So we do have a few questions already. First of all, do you need to arrange your own internships or volunteer work?
No. So if you do have, if you do know where you want to internship, that's fine, but no, definitely not. We have an internship advisor who would do that for you. You can tell them what field you're interested in, and Yael, her name is Yael, she would help you out to find the best internship position for you, according to where you would like to live.
Okay, great. And then do we have to learn Hebrew on the Maslool program?
I think you do. I think that's something, I mean, maybe you can tell us more, because I think you do have to learn Hebrew to some extent. Is that true?
So I assume you have to learn, it is like a requirement, but it isn't, you can try speak to them. I think, as you said before, really depends on your level of Hebrew. If you're pretty much fluent, you might not need to do it. But if you have a bit more, if you need it, you might be required, especially for the internships.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's quite flexible as well.
Mm-hmm. And then are we able to decide to join the Maslool program when in Israel, or do we need to sign up before leaving for Israel?
I think you would need to decide before, but also we do have a lot of people coming in from different programs. They might come in for a program that runs for 4 or 5 months, and then they decide they want to stay, and then they find Maslool the better option to take, because it gives them that flexibility to choose what to do. So I would say if you want to do only Maslool, you would probably have to decide that before you come to Israel. But if you're on a different program and then you decided to stay for longer, you can then decide while you're in Israel to join Maslool.
Just as well, from the Masa side of it, you will need to get a visa if you want to enter Israel for a certain amount of time. An extended amount of time, you will have to organize the visa beforehand. If last minute you do decide you want to do it, Maslool will be in charge of actually creating your visa rather than it being done beforehand. And if you're thinking of another program before, you are still eligible for Masa funding.
Okay, next question we have are, what are the examples of internships in English? Is it a problem if your Hebrew isn't great?
Yeah, sure. We have a lot of people who their Hebrew isn't great at all. And actually a lot of positions that offer, that would need native speaking English speakers. For example, Zoe and Jasmine did a marketing internship, and they had very, very little Hebrew, almost, they didn't even use it, to be frank. They used only English. So yes, I think, again, the options are endless. So that's fine if you don't speak Hebrew almost at all. I think most of the people here, especially in the startup companies, but also elsewhere, speak English. I mean, English is the business language here.
If you've just completed Kibbutz Ulpan, do you still need to do the Ulpan program on Maslool?
I don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure. I think that's also a question for our program advisors, which I'll pop in the email soon. So I don't want to take responsibility and answer what I don't know for sure.
Yeah. Can you split your time in several cities, or do you have to spend your whole time in one?
Oh, you can split your time. You can decide to live, 3 months on the kibbutz, and then 3 months in Tel Aviv, and then 2 months in Jerusalem. That's not a problem.
Okay. And can you do some time in a yeshiva?
I'm not sure. I know that yeshiva, they have different programs. That's, again, I would say something to ask our registration department. Sorry, I can't answer all those questions. I'm not from registration, so I do not have all the answers, but just pop in a question and you should get an answer soon.
Okay, thank you. And then I think last question for now is, are there term dates for Maslool? So I think in Australia we have like terms, which is like kind of half a semester. So the year is split up into 4. Do you have something like that for Maslool?
No, so that's one of the nice things about Maslool. You can come literally whenever. I know that on the Maslool portal, it doesn't, it gives you to choose a certain month in the year that you would want to come, and I don't think that all the months appear there for some reason. But with Maslool, you can come whenever you want. And that's, one of the nice things about it. I mean, I think with Maslool, our vision is come to Israel, have a great experience, and we're flexible, and we'll cater for everything that you need or want to do, because our main goal is just to have people come, young people come from all over the world to have a great experience here. Not to do something very specific. We're not niche. You can design whatever. You can design your journey here in Israel with us.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your time, for presenting these.
Thank you.